So just one.
Hi, it's Nicole in Florida.
Hi, Nicole. How are you, hon?
Good, how are you?
Great. All right, so we're going to mute everybody's line, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody, to our Team YOLO call. See? YOLO. You only live once. So we are an international team, very proud that we have team around the world. Australia, Israel, the UK, Ireland, Finland. I think you're working on Finland, Suzanne, up there. Ireland and Canada. So it's one big happy family. And so a couple things I want to do, just a couple housekeeping before we get started with tonight's guest speaker. As you know, we have several promotions that are going on to support you guys heading into conference and into growing your business. And that is Jeff and Cheryl, as you know, have a promotion that if you make sure you qualify and you help get any frontline qualifiers each month, your name's going to go in a hat and their name's going to go in a hat. So it's got to be, you got to qualify from now until conference. And so like, let's say you start, this is the first month you qualify, your name goes in, and let's say your person, this is their first month qualifying, their name goes in. The next month you qualify again, they qualify again, your name goes in again. And then the next month, so that you got to keep it going though. So if you fall out of qualification, all of your months before fall out as well. Now they're doing that for $10,000. It's going to be a $5,000 prize, couple I think a couple $1,000 prizes, $500 prizes, which everybody's all excited about that. But you should actually be more excited about ours because we're doing $5,000. It's just our team. It's not the whole Roberti and Cortese group. It's just Team YOLO. So your odds are much better with regards to that. Instead of having thousands and thousands of people that are qualifying their business, you're going to have, like 500 people that are qualifying their business. So it's very important to be qualifying your business. You want to get those, you want to post on Facebook, or do you want, so you can just post that you've qualified, and then any frontline people that you have qualified. And just if you could tag Olivia so we can make a spreadsheet and make sure that happens. So imagine, if right now every month you get, one or two new frontline qualifiers, by the time you get to conference, you've quadrupled your business. So that's what we're looking for, because what this business is really all about is about club levels. I wish I understood club levels when I really got started, but it is the key to this business is qualifiers. And I was on a plane last week with a friend of mine, and we were talking about Juice Plus. And I said, they talk about treating Juice Plus like a business, and most people haven't had a business. And she said such a great thing that, to me, I think just, so those little 2mm shifts that make all the difference. And she goes, Lauren, the whole thing is, it's not about treating it like a business. It's treating it as a business, and it is a business. So tonight, press that reset button. You're going to hear from Jenna. And Jenna is, at 26 years old, she's the youngest national marketing director in the United States and the first NMD in Los Angeles. Andre, what happened, dude? So no, she's amazing. I remember meeting Jake and her, really getting to know them at the boot camp. I think you were a senior sales coordinator at the boot camp, and just they got hungry. They just had a vision. I'm just going off of this. And she, as the leader of the Juice Plus Next Generation community, she was a main stage speaker at the fall conference in 2015 in Nashville, and a breakout speaker at the spring conference in Sacramento, where she was awarded the title of Next Gen Performer in the West Coast region. And Jenna and her husband, Jake, the corn dog guy, love inspiring healthy living around the world. She is also a UCLA graduate and is practicing holistic health coach who specializes in practical ideas to help family get healthy and stay healthy forever. She's co-author of the award-winning book, The Care and Feeding of the Dancer, with her mom, Tony Branner, in which she combines her passion for both wellness and education. She speaks in community health workshops all over Los Angeles, and she let's see, they're health made simple pros in the Juice Plus company. She works as a professional dancer and choreographer in LA and tours globally on the faculty with World Dance Movement. Oh my gosh, my daughter's going to be, I'm glad she's not hearing this because she'd be really jealous. And she is a girl from the Carolina, you know, Tar Heel born, Tar Heel bred. When I die, I'm a Tar Heel dead. And she is from Charlotte. She has taken Juice Plus for 21 years. And a fun fact is she was the captain of the UCLA dance team and has performed in Nickelodeon's Kid Choice Awards. Oh, we were there. I wonder if it was the one you were at, with Jack Black, Fergie, and the Black Eyed Peas. So very excited to have her on this call. She's an amazing woman. And, you know, she's really created a great identity, her and Jake together. And I think the biggest thing, what I love most about them is, you know, they understand that one team, one mission, that when we support each other, that we all win. So I really appreciate you taking the time to connect with the team tonight. We have people from Australia on the line. I'm looking to see people from Florida, people from Canada, all over the country, New York. And they're hungry to learn what you have to share with us about what you're noticing and what you've really done to make huge shifts. They did an unbelievable regional in LA. It sold out, wall-to-wall people, about 260 people, and they were very resourceful. You know, did it at a great, fun place, a gym. And so super excited because I found a great gym here in Las Vegas, and it'll hold up to 350 people. So, and Josh signed up the lead trainer there. So you guys will be doing that here for a regional with us. So anyway, over to Jenna.
Thank you, Lauren. Wow, that was way more of an intro than I deserve. I'm just so honored to be on this call tonight. Lauren has been just a mentor of mine for so long, and just what she just said about one team, one mission, I really feel like she started this. I know all of you know this because you're on her team, but I really do feel like that the global movement for Juice Plus and just everything that has really come together, like everyone has been a part of this awesome movement that's happening. And we really feel it, not just, you know, location based in our own city, but just across the company. And I mean, I've been coming to conferences since I was 16 years old. So I've really seen the progression of this company and how at first it felt, you know, very, not small, but it felt, you know, just within the borders of the US, and it's become so global. And just to be speaking on a call tonight with awesome people from Australia and all over the world, it's a huge honor. So thanks all for having me. And I'm Jenna. I'm a national marketing director, like Lauren said, and I just have literally lived the Juice Plus lifestyle since I was 5 years old. I had no excuse not to. My mom has been with the Juice Plus company actually for over 17 years now. And I myself have been taking Juice Plus, like Lauren said, for over 21 years. So she just learned about it. And with her background, it was in exercise physiology. And she just knew that people needed help to fill in the gaps. And it was just a no-brainer. Like she saw that it was a food, and then it had research, and she's a huge nerd. She'll be the first one to tell you. She stays up reading journals at night, and I do not. But she just was obsessed with the fact that our company not only cared about creating practical solutions for families, but also to create a huge body of research that professionals could get just as excited about as someone who just understands that fruits and vegetables are good for you. So the fact that we can affect, you know, two completely different, I think, sides of the spectrum is really amazing. And that's something I'm going to share with all of you a little bit tonight once we get into that. But I just wanted to tell you my story. I mean, I really just grew up taking Juice Plus. I was like, if any of you remember the vintage, like big cans of Complete and the gummies that were nowhere near as good as the gummies now, that was me and my brother taking those. And we did not have any like serious health issues, but looking back, the stuff that was going on in our family is considered normal in our country. And it's not normal. I hope all of you who are on this call, if you're a guest and you're listening, or if you've just joined our family here, truly, we have something that can completely change the trajectory of a family's health. And that's really what it did for us. I mean, we were already eating really healthy. You know, it was my mom's entire career. She's been in wellness for 30 years, was to do that. And still adding Juice Plus in helped ear infections go away, common cold, just not getting like the flu every once in a while. That seems to be a normal thing in our country, and it's not normal. So it's not something you have to live with. My mom had allergies that she could never, get rid of, and those went away with Juice Plus. I had eczema really bad as a child, and that went away. And all of a sudden we were living this lifestyle where we just were free, and we were able to really focus on just the positive, healthful, well-being activities that a family should be able to have. So we wouldn't take sick days growing up. We would take wellness days as a family. Like, we were never sick. My brother used to beg my mom to let him stay home from school because he was never sick. And so it's been just such a fun thing to be a part of for so long. And I guess what happened is, just as we grew up, I just started to see the difference it was making in our friends and families' lives over and over and over again. And some of you who are moms on the line might say your kids are your secret weapon with Juice Plus, right? They're the ones that'll actually tell the doctor about it instead of you. That was me and my brother. Like, my brother would be in the car and he'd be like, Josh, to his best friend. This was like, I think he was in second grade. He was like, Josh, you're so lucky. And he said this in front of his mom. You're so lucky. You never get to miss school. I wish you took Juice Plus too. And, my mom just died. She was so embarrassed. But it's just so fun, like, having this be a part of our family's life. You don't realize how much you can affect someone, even if it's just in passing. And my parents are both health professionals. My mom's been in the field for a long time, like I said, but my dad is a physician. He's an ophthalmologist. And for years, he said the saddest days at his clinic were the days that he had to tell someone that they had macular degeneration and that they were going to go blind, because there was nothing he could do to help them. There was no good solution to help them. And he would come home in tears sometimes, because he would have to tell, in our country now, people are being diagnosed with this in their early 30s, which never used to happen. But that's the situation. And he said, I wonder if Juice Plus would help, because he read in a bunch of, of his literature that dark leafy greens would make a difference. And so he started putting his patients on it, and he's been tracking his patients now for 17, 18 years. And truly, it's the only thing he's found that actually not only stops the progression of it, but keeps them from experiencing symptoms beyond what they were already experiencing before. And so it's just been a huge blessing in our family. And he actually wrote to the North Carolina Medical Board and asked them, he said, can I recommend Juice Plus to my patients? And they wrote back this email basically saying, of course, they were laughing at him. They were like, there's more research on this than any antibiotic we ever approve. So absolutely, it's just food. And so it was a no-brainer for my family from all different aspects. And I have a little brother who just graduated from Michigan. And like I said, he was the pickiest kid growing up. He only ate white foods that didn't touch each other. And because of Juice Plus, he's now transitioned into being a personal trainer who makes smoothies every day for his friends in college. He's now a sales coordinator with our company, and works with us, and is just so passionate about healthy living. So it's transformed our lives. And when I moved away from home to go to school, I went to UCLA. It was the weird one from Carolina that went all the way out to California. And so when I got there, I think I expected everybody in LA to have it together. And for those of you who have been to LA, it could not be more opposite. It is completely chaotic here. It is it's a disaster. There's trends, there's cleanses, there's fixes, there's celebrity endorsements left and right. And truly, I just saw this vision. I was like, oh my gosh, no one knows about Juice Plus. And I have this gift that I've been blessed with my entire life. And I just got lucky, and there's so many other families out there that need this. And so I, of course, started on the first person that I really met in college, which ended up being my husband now. It was second week of school, and I walked up to this guy at a tailgate. I was with my best friend. We were honestly, to be honest with you, just looking for another drink because our tailgate ran out of alcohol. And such a romantic story. And so we walked up to him, and I ended up just talking to him, and we went into the game together and just started hanging out. And that ended up being Jake, who I have now been married to for a year and a half. He's also known as the corn dog guy, like Lauren said, and it's not just a random nickname. He got that nickname because he was an idiot and told this story on film for the company, and now it's broadcasted to millions of people around the company. But basically, when I first met him, he ate 15 corn dogs a week. Like, absolutely not kidding. Like, that was a part of his diet. He would go to Wiener Schnitzel, he'd get 5 corn dogs, a large French fry, and a Coke. And he'd been doing that since he was, like, literally since he could drive. Probably before that. His mom says it's not her fault, and I totally believe her. But he was so sick. He was so acidic in his body. He had heartburn. He was on heartburn medication since he was 12 years old. He was on 2 different types of asthma inhalers. He tore his shoulder just swimming as a 16-year-old and had to have surgery on his shoulder. That should never happen, in my opinion. And he had severe chronic acne all over his face. He had been on Accutane 3 times. Nothing had helped. And he was just in a bad place. And he just thought, this is what has been dealt to me. Like, I just have to deal with it. That's what his doctors had always told him. And, his family did not have the education at the time that I grew up with, thanks to my mom and this company. And so he, I think, just wanted, I'm 100% positive that he just wanted to date me. So he agreed to take Juice Plus because that was my only stipulation. I was like, if we're going to be together, we've got to do something about this. So you're going to take Juice Plus. He's like, what is it? I'm like, don't even worry about it. It's fruits and vegetables. It's a capsule. Just have your mom get it for you. It's going to be great. And really within 3 months of taking Juice Plus, I was 4 months. It was right around that 4-month mark that I think it's the magic 4-month mark where everybody just starts to be like, wow, I get it now. And truly, I looked at him one day across from the table. We were having lunch, and his face was clear. His skin looked amazing. He was eating tomato soup, which he never could have eaten because of his heartburn before. And he was talking to me, and he was fine. And he had started putting on muscle, like actually able to put on muscle for the first time. He, was doing all those protein powders that you see in these big tubs, but as skinny as he could be. And, his body just started working for himself, and he had gotten off of his heartburn medication. He didn't need his asthma inhalers anymore. And I just was like, Jake, I'm like, look at you. Like, you look amazing. Do you feel good? And he's like, yeah, now that you mention it, like, I feel awesome. And I'm like, great. Like, why do you think that is? And of course he couldn't even put 2 and 2 together at first. He was like, well, maybe I just grew out of it. And I just wanted to just smack him because I was like, Jake, you've been getting 30 different colors of fruits and vegetables in your body every single day for 4 months. Like, of course your body's going to start working for you and actually healing and helping you function. And that was like his aha moment. And it was an aha moment for me too, because I realized the power that I had within me to be able to help someone. And it was so simple. And so it just kind of was a chain reaction from there. And he got his mom on it, who was a breast cancer survivor for 10 years. And she could never get the calcium levels back in her bones because of chemo, and was on all of those calcium supplements, but nothing was absorbing. She was on Juice Plus for 5 months, and she went back into her checkup, and her levels were above average for a woman her age for the first time in 10 years. And her doctor was just like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. So then Jake saw that power transferred over to his own mom, who he loved so much, and he was hooked too. And we really just got this bug. We were like, we have got to share this more, and we don't care who gets in our way or who makes fun of us. My best friend in college, my maid of honor, my wedding, legitimately made fun of me for all of college, all 4 years of college, 1 year out of college. And then one day watched Forks Over Knives. Her mom got really sick, and she finally called me and said, okay, I'm ready. I want to take Juice Plus. I want to work with you guys. I want to do this. I just literally fell out of my chair. But that persistence and that consistency and all of that was just kind of built into our lives for so long. And now we do this full time. I mean, we definitely went through that phase after college where we, were trying to figure out life and figure out how to be an adult. And I was teaching an ungodly amount of dance classes every single night to try and, make ends meet. And Jake was waiting tables and I was auditioning. He was auditioning. I'm the dancer, like Lauren said. Jake, my husband's an actor. And we really just got to a point where we were so happy when we were working on something as fulfilling as the Juice Plus company that we just were like, we've got to do this full time. Like, this is amazing. And so it really was. There was a turning point. We definitely were at the Las Vegas boot camp and things started to click for us. We just started to see the vision of this. And for our generation, I know a lot of you on this call are probably millennials or at least have millennials on your team that you work with. And I have to tell you, like, you have to share this business with our generation because I have 3 friends for 2 different reasons, okay? For the health reasons, because our generation we have an uphill battle to fight because of everything that's been laid in place health-wise from our parents' generation. I have 3 girlfriends right now fighting cancer. One of our team members who just joined had a stroke. She's 27, had a stroke last week. There is stuff happening that should not be happening. And it's really what fuels me every day. But what started to change or started to shift is that I now see the massive, desperate need for this business just as much as the health in our generation and for anyone, obviously. But just specifically for 1 second, talking about millennials, like, I cannot tell you how many of my friends have graduated college. They did everything they were supposed to do. They graduated college. They got a great job, whatever they could take right out of college. And they're working full time. And they have the life that their parents have always dreamed up for them. And they're miserable. And they hate it. And they don't want to wake up every day. And I see Instagram accounts of basic bitches and all these stupid, like, my life is miserable Instagram accounts because that's what people relate to in my generation. And what we have here is a way to get out of that and a way to actually be a part of something bigger than yourself, still feel like a professional businessman or businesswoman, still build your own life, but you're finally working for yourself. You're not working for someone else's dreams. And so whether it's, someone that's in debt, one of our physical therapists that just started working with us, she's 26 years old and she's $350,000 in debt. 26 years old, fresh, ready to start her life, and she's freaking out. And I'm freaking out for her, but I'm like, okay, like, let's do this. Like, let's find a way to, take some of that pressure off of you and your family by adding this plan B into the plan A that can eventually relieve that. So whatever angle you take it, just share it. I just can't stress that enough. And so really, as our story developed, Jake and I have made this our priority in life. We wake up every day. We work as much as possible towards it. Sometimes probably way too much. We have to remind ourselves to go out and actually do something non-business related because we don't feel like we're working when we're doing this. And that's, I think, the beauty of this is, you can provide this for your family no matter what age you are, no matter where you are in life. You can make the decision to make it happen. And the topic I wanted to share with you just briefly tonight was about integrating Juice Plus into existing brands and businesses, because this has been so key to our success through this company. And you might relate to this a couple different ways. I know if anyone on the line is, has family members that have gone before them with this company, and like my mom is a national marketing director and has been for 17 years. And I started my journey with the company at square one, and my mom had already told every single person in our lives about Juice Plus. Every single person. And every single person knew about the business. Every single person knew about the product. they'd either said yes, they were either working with us, or they had said no and they needed some more time. And what we found is that now today we look at our business, and for us it was kind of inevitable. We kind of had to do this. But I just want to let you know that if you're frustrated with your family or friends or people in your life that are harder to talk to you about this, if you feel stuck, like you don't know who else to talk to, then that's a good thing. It's a really, really good thing. And that should drive you and motivate you to take your business to a whole nother level. Because right now, we currently work with only 2 people that we knew before we started this business. Only 2 people in our entire organization. And that has been so telling to me of the power of outreach, the power of partnerships, of just sharing this message with people that you come across in your life. And a couple ways to do that. Obviously, my first rule always is to get out of the house, because you're not going to grow your business by reorganizing your notes or cleaning up your office or making your bed or sitting there thinking about your business while you cook or to be honest, listening to 1,000 personal development tapes. You know, like you need some of that, but that can't be your whole day. You're not going to grow your business. And so to me, getting out of the house, going to put yourself in situations where you're inevitably going to become face to face with a new person, a new human being in your life, and you're going to have some sort of interaction with them. That's the first rule. But you can't stop there, because if you just go to yoga class and you like awkwardly put your mat down and you don't talk to anybody else and that's it, and you do your yoga and then you leave, you haven't done anything. You have to kind of go into every situation with this presence. Like I want to attract people. Like, who do I want to attract? Do I want to go into a place with like an energy where I'm just looking around and making eye contact with people and smiling at them, or just saying, you know, like basically an open body language? It's like, here I am, I'm confident, I'm excited about what I'm doing, and I want to learn about you. And if you can do that in any situation, whether you're in the coffee shop, whether you're at a yoga class, whether you go to a networking event that actually, you know, you're supposed to be sharing that's great too. But any social environment where you're going to be around people is really, in my opinion, the first step to that. And I really, really encourage you to do that no matter where you are in your business, even if you're just starting. You can always message people, obviously. I know Jake Kelly shared a really great script at the LA Regional that Lauren could probably track down for all of you, just about outreach and messaging people over and over again that you have no reaction or interaction with. That's another kind of cold call outreach option. But my favorite is person to person. So getting out of the house. And then the third step of this, after you kind of work on, you know, your energy and kind of how you're portraying yourself, is to get brave. Is to be really brave and really proud of what we do. And you only are going to get usually one chance to bring someone into your life further than just oh, hi, how are you? Or yeah, sure, I can move my mat over. You're only going to get one chance. So what are you going to say? How are you going to present what we have in a millisecond, and work on that so you have that down to a science. And that's different for every team. I'll give you an example. You know, for us, our team name is Health Made Simple. So I always use that as a platform instead of Juice Plus for that initial talk, because sometimes, you know, people need an opportunity to learn without feeling like they have to push you away. And so for me, I've always led with the education and led with just the excitement of, oh my gosh, you've got to learn about this. Sometimes I would say to someone, you know, let's see, they come up to me I talk to them at a yoga class, and, you know, I'd say, oh my gosh, you have got to meet my mom, Tony Branner. You guys would just hit it off really well. I know that you're, you know, an active person, and she works with athletes and active people all the time. I'd love to connect you guys. Is that okay? And are you open to that? Or something like that just initiates that conversation and gets you an opportunity to take it out of that situation. Especially if you're on social media or online, you've got to find a way to get it off as quick as possible so you can actually have a developed conversation with them. So definitely just being brave and being proud and not being afraid to reach out and talk to people. And David Phillips said it really well at the OC Regional this year. He just stressed so much about the massive body of research that we sit on as a company. And he said, look, he's like, all you need to know is that fruits and vegetables are good for you. You don't need to know all of the studies, all of the ins and outs, all of this stuff in order to talk, in order to open your mouth. He's like, be confident that you're sitting on a gold mine of research and that you don't need to know about it because that's not your job. That's the doctor's job. That's the researcher's job. Your job is to share your excitement with people. And then that's when all the education can come, full circle around them. But that initial thing has to be just pure excitement, pure bravery, pure complete confidence that what you're sharing with them is legit. And it is, because our company is not hiding anything. Our company is phenomenal. Like I am like, ask me any questions you want. I am ready to, if I don't know the answer, I will find it for you because I know there's a great one. So doing that, looking for really smart, successful people. I'm always picking out, trying to find the most smart, successful, confident looking people in the room, because those are the people that are going to be good at this. It's a huge journey. So some people come into our business and they're not there yet, but I see, and I know Lauren sees it all the time, sees this complete transformation into a person that said, I will never speak in front of people. I will never do this. I will never do that. And here they are doing it today. So when you're outreaching to people that you're looking for some movers and shakers and people that are ready to move fast, it doesn't mean that you should, prejudge people by any means, but just put your eyes out. Look for those people that you go, wow, I want to be her friend. I want to know that person. Who is that? Because those are the people that are going to just rock it with this really, really quickly. And then, really be smart about the approach. Like I said, like the last thing I'll share with you guys is just kind of, I guess, some things that I go through in my mind when I'm trying to figure out how we can really bring this person into our community. And this kind of goes into the branding and partnering with different businesses and figuring out a way to just show them that what we have is of value to them really, really quickly. So I always try and put myself in their shoes, and I'm trying to think, okay, this is a physical therapist who just started a new practice. And even though they're coming across as this smart, I know everything kind of personality, really it's just a front for I'm terrified. I have no patience yet. I have no community. I don't even really know how I'm going to make money yet. And I'm in debt from physical therapy school. So using all of that as a way to just nicely share with them like what we have to offer them. I'm not saying that to them by any means, but I'm saying, yeah, our community is amazing and we have all these different ways that you can network with other professionals and wellness consultants, and we love referring people, cross-referring people to each other. So, I know that if I send someone to you, you will know about Juice Plus. You will have looked at the research. You'll have looked into everything, and I can feel confident that you're going to be on board with that. And, we have all of these opportunities. We would love to feature you as a speaker at some of our events because you're such an amazing professional. Give you a platform to talk about your business more, to talk about your knowledge and your education. And all of these things just kind of wrap up into a bow for someone who's terrified and starting their new business, or even someone who's really established. Like we've partnered with some really, really established personal trainers, doctors in the Los Angeles area. And they, when you break down what's going on in their business or their life, there's holes. And a lot of the times the holes are in mission. So they're missing the mission side of what they're doing because they're so caught up in work, and they crave that. They crave like actually feeling like they're making a difference every single day. The second thing is they're missing a product. Like they don't have something that is going to be residual income for themselves because they don't know that Juice Plus exists. So until you tell them, they have no idea that there's fruits and vegetables in a capsule or gummies that can actually fit with any programming they're already doing, whether it's the most extreme diet to to a juice cleanse. Like they still need dehydrated fruits and vegetables in their body. And that is what turns someone's service So a service provider trading hours for money, just trading dollars for hours all the time, turning that service, which is a personal trainer's life, into a business, and a well-rounded business that actually offers residual income, benefits when you're at the leadership level, part-time work, full-time salary, all of the things that wrap up in a package with National Marketing Director. You have that to offer them. And that has just changed the game. If you can help someone see those things and see the benefit of what we have, and then the community just wraps it all up. And it's just so fun to see people get excited about people again. Everyone's so on their phone and so lost in marketing and social media that when you open people's eyes to the amazing community of people that care about you, that want to help you, that want to help others, that our company offers, then they will get addicted to this lifestyle and to this community, just like my family has for 21 years. So be that person to go talk to someone, because if you don't, then someone else will. I guarantee you. It's happening. It's happening every single day. Now is the time. Lauren's probably said it to you over and over again, but it's really the time now, I promise, to do it. And I'm just so excited to help any and all of you. If you have people in Los Angeles, send them our way so we can take care of them and get them to events. And any questions you guys have, I will be here. So thanks for having me on.
Well, it was amazing. I love everything that you just shared with everybody. And a couple things I really loved that you shared were right off the bat of, people think, oh, LA is just everybody, everybody knows everything. But like you said, it's like a mess. It's a mess there, with regards to all the different things. And then you saw it as an opportunity. You didn't see it as an excuse. You saw it as a huge opportunity. I'd love if you would touch on that a little bit more, because I think that's big. When you guys came here to boot camp, I remember when we were at the Super Bowl party, and you guys were sick and tired. I mean, you were like, that is it. I'm done. You were teaching dancing. I remember it very, very clearly.
Yeah.
The difference was that you got yourself to being, that's it, I'm done. You got yourself out of, because you were comfortable, right? You were comfortable. You had a job. I mean, you were working your ass off. But what would you say, like, got you both to that point of, like, real resolve? You know what I mean? Like, the point of, like, I don't want to be comfortable anymore just doing stuff that isn't getting me really where I want to be long term. What happened? What happened?
To me, it was a series of things. It was just kind of like realizing the reality of life. I mean, you grow up in a bubble, really, when you're in college or in school, and all is well because the plan is set out for you. Like, the path is there. You follow it. You study and get good grades, and then you graduate and you're like, okay, now what? And that is where chaos ensues. And so, for us, it was really, to be honest, it was this company and the people that we have connected with by going to events and seeing other people move forward every conference, and seeing just the way people are living their life really just made us, like, we were over it. We were like, who cares if we're young? Like, why can't we do this next year? Like, let's just do it and be done with it. And then we have the rest of our life to enjoy it. And we got to that point where we just, like, it was more painful not to do it than to do it. So we just did it. And believe me, it was painful. Like, everyone will admit.
And it's scary, right?
It's terrifying. It's terrifying especially to decide and then to tell someone else that you've decided. That's the key. If you just decide for yourself, then it's not really deciding.
But why do you think, let me ask you a question. Why do you think people don't decide? I mean, we see a lot of people that just kind of, they're doing it. They like the community, feels good. But what got you? What was the difference for you to go, that's it? Like, what's the difference?
For me, it was just seeing so many people get sick, to be honest. Like I had a major turning point with my best friend, Caitlin, talked about. Her mom ended up passing away like 3 months after we finally got her family on Juice Plus. And it was just so crazy. I remember being in that hospital room. I was there the second she passed, and it was horrible. It was like a horrible thing. And right at that time was like right when we were we had all these excuses too. We were like, LA is so big and no one drives to events and, people suck and all this stuff. And I just was like, this is not about us or our excuses. This is like about life and giving life to people. And I saw that so many times when I would go to events and be at things, but it had to be something that like truly moves you. And if you haven't gotten to that point yet, I would say like, don't learn from what's going on in the world. Like learn from what's happening to other people and put yourself close enough to people's lives so that you feel that urgency that like, this is a life or death situation. Like we have got to tell people about what we have. Otherwise it's going to be too late.
Right. And that really is. I mean, you look at some of the people that are even on the line, like Suzanne shared her story about her daughter. I don't know if you got to see, she finally shared her story. Her daughter was really ready to share her story. She has one of the rarest autoimmune disorders in the world, right, Suzanne? I mean, maybe you can unmute for a second. And that's it. Like, I mean, would she even be here today? Feeling that. So it's not an opportunity. Maybe you look at it like how I do it. It's not an opportunity, but it really is a responsibility. And you just never know who you're going to help, right? And if you don't open your mouth, and it's like Roe Melnickhoff. I don't know if you know the story. She knew a lady at her church had lupus, and she didn't say anything to the lady for years and years and years. And later she saw her in a wheelchair because it had gotten so bad, a young girl. She goes, oh my God, I've got it. And the young girl's like, Rose said, are you open to it? She goes, absolutely. So Roe ordered the product for her. The product arrived, and the girl died the day that the product arrived to her, So it's like, what could have happened had she opened her mouth? I mean, that's what drives Roe every single day, is to see that. I'm not saying that it's all pain, but there is a lot of pain out there. And like you said, I mean, it's still, Josh spoke at the Childhood Obesity Conference over how many years ago? 8 years ago. And even back then, it was 1 out of every 3 kids, was going to have type 2 diabetes. So you look at it now. Even like the statistics are scary. I mean, look around. I mean, people need us more than ever. And like you said, it's not okay to get younger and younger with regards to these things. So final words or any question? You're amazing. I really respect you both very much. I love your drive. I love your heart. I mean, that's really what this is about. And like you said, you never know who you can help with this. And it could be the financial, I mean, your dad probably knows too. I mean, as an ophthalmologist, I mean, my dad was an optometrist. And like you said, that if people don't have the finances to even be able to have a surgery, right? They don't have insurance. How many people out there does your dad have to maybe turn away because they don't have health insurance to be able to have surgery for some of the conditions that they have, and how the, this plan and the health plan can help people. Yeah. You don't know. Right? You just don't know. So
and you just get to a point like, I mean, I think everyone has their own story, obviously, but everyone has to figure out not just what motivates you, but what motivates the people you're working with and what's going to get them moving with you, because you can't just do it by yourself. Lauren didn't get where she was without all of you. And she says that every time she speaks. She's like, this is not about me. This is about the people that you work with. And that's been a huge lesson that Jake and I have learned is, now we feel like this, but we've got to find a way to make other people feel like this. And that's really where you move forward. And so whatever motivates you, I mean, something I'll just close with is that in LA, everybody has money, or they fake that they have money. They say that they have money. Everybody has a great lifestyle, or they fake that they have a great lifestyle, but no one has purpose. And so for us here, it's not about selling the financial dream. It's not about sharing that over and over again. It's about sharing, like, don't you want to feel like you're worth something every day and that you're around people that lift you up? So like that might be something that you have to work with someone on, is like, that's why they want to be a part of this forever. That's why they want to move through the leadership level. My parents, they didn't need the money. They didn't want the money. they just wanted to do this because they thought it was the right thing to do. But now looking back, my dad is going to be able to retire 6 years early from his own ophthalmology practice. My mom has been able to, she has not missed a single performance that me or my brother have ever performed in, even though we both went out of state to college. She's never missed anything. And it's just like, I'm sitting here and I'm sitting in front of this painting. My dad painted this. He randomly just paints. He's just never had a lesson or anything. He's amazing. But it's of the view from our parents' villa in St. John. And they bought that villa because of Juice Plus. And it's where my husband and I got married, and we want to have a place there one day, and it's where my parents are going to retire. And it's created so much magic in our lives, from not just the money, but from the people that are now a part of our lives. I honestly thought the other day, I was like, if I could, this is horrible, but I'm like, our wedding was just a year and a half ago. And I was thinking, I'm like, thank God we got married a year and a half ago. Because if I had to choose a guest list right now for our wedding with how many people we've connected with in the Juice Plus company, I mean, it would be hundreds more. And that's what moves me, is the people. Like when I think of why I'm doing this, it's all of you. It's Lauren, it's Andres, it's not just my team, it's the big family. And so
it's the sidelines. I always say that too, that like, it's amazing. And a lot of the people aren't, like you said, it's like people that you didn't even know signed up. A lot of the people with me are people that are second, third generation that are doing the business. So you were amazing. Does anybody have any final questions? Once again, thank you so much. We'll have this as a Zoom. Anybody have any questions for Jenna before we jump off this call and get busy and do. Get out there and make sure you qualify your business and help people qualify their business this month. It is the most, what would you say about qualifying? Because I know you grew your clubs big time. I know at the beginning, you and your mom just kind of had an aha shift, both of you. I think we all had this shift at the same time of not just getting to NMD, of getting to club levels. Mm-hmm. So what would you say? Because I think you've grown, are you almost to 39?
No, we're almost to 24. We're almost there.
Okay, great. So what would you say though about club levels?
I would say that you need to lock arms with people from the very second they start, and do not let go of them until they are a qualified, customer qualified sales coordinator. And even then, obviously the journey continues, but like that has to be their everything from the beginning. And if they want to slow down along the way, then that's their decision, and you keep supporting them and loving them, but you move on to someone else. And you just, that's the core of our business, is really qualified BFs are the core of our business.
Yep.
So if you can get really good at generating qualified BFs and just locking arms with people, like just do events on events on events until they hit it. Don't stop. And then
it's kind of like the building blocks is the building block of what we do. If all you did was produce BS and get them to qualify their business, then you're set. So
exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jenna. We love you. And we're out of here. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.